Hello, can you see me? Oh my God, this is so okay. Like, hello, Kathy.
Whoa, you look so beautiful.
You look beautiful too. Oh my goodness. Okay,
Um,
so I think there's people. Okay, there's people already joining. Okay.
yeah. Hey
Hi,
everyone. Can everybody hear us? I can see you, Camila. You can see me. You can hear me, right?
yes, I can hear you and I can see you.
Okay.
All right, guys. I don't know what I'm doing. Kathy is the expert here. Okay.
No, not really, but we figured it out.
Okay, there you go.
All right. Well, let's see. It's 1 minute before 7. We'll let a few more people connect. Hello, everyone. This is Latina Brilliance in Healthcare, Inspiring a Wave of Leaders for Our Community. And this is us without scrubs.
Hi, guys.
All right, it's 7 p.m. So let's get started. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Um, we are so excited to be here. We're going to have fun. Thank you so much for all the support that we have received from both parties. This is really important for us, so we're going to go through all the bullet points, and if you guys have any questions, we'll try our best to answer as we go. So a little bit about ourselves. We'll start with Camila. So tell us a little bit about you, Camila. Where are you from? And a little bit of your background.
Hey, Kathy, thank you so much for allowing me to join you. I know you've done a few of these, and it's my first one. So I'm excited to be here with you, and thank you for encouraging me to come on with you because I was a little nervous about it, but this is great. It's
Yeah.
fun. So I was born in Santiago de Cuba. I came to this country when I was 7 years old. And shout out to my mom for giving me the gift of liberty. I came with my mom. It was me and her. And basically grew up mainly in South Florida, but I moved around a lot. Me and my mom moved around a lot when I was younger. So I've lived all over South Florida. Mainly Homestead, Florida. Shout out to Homestead. That's kind of like what I say, where I'm from. It's not really Miami, it's Homestead. Homestead's more of like a small town. It's a heavy agricultural area, very big migrant community down there. So basically grew up down there most of my life, and I am a product of public institution education. Did my nursing ASN first at Miami-Dade College. I graduated high school with my CNA degree. So I did my nursing degree ASN at Miami-Dade College, and
Mhm.
I did my BSN at Miami-Dade College. Then I went on and did my CRNA school at FIU. So Miami bred. um, I did float pool RN for 2 years. Then I did ICU at one of the major hospitals down here, Baptist Hospital.
Okay.
And then I did Jackson as well, Jackson South. And then I did travel nursing for a little bit in DC, which is like a second home to me. And I know you kind of grew up in DC, basically did all your stuff.
Yeah.
And I just love traveling, hiking, anything outdoors. That's my jam. I'm an outdoors girl. Yeah, I like the cute stuff and the fashion and stuff, but I'm an outdoor girl through and through. Music, wine, and I'm passionate about advocacy, anesthesia, home decor, and my family. Definitely.
Awesome. It seems like we have a ton of things in common, being an immigrant and being a new CRNA, being Latina. I
My
love
friend
it.
Marley's saying that I have some Colombian blood, and she's right. That is so true. My dad's grandfather was from Colombia, so
Oh, okay, okay. There we go. Well, awesome. And you just passed boards. Everybody, Camila just passed boards, so congratulations. I know that's a wonderful feeling. How are you feeling? Are you still in shock or?
it feels surreal. It doesn't even feel real that I finished. It was such a like a fast transition, like when you graduate and now you're waiting to start, working. It's just kind of like I feel like I'm still, wow, this really happened. Like I really graduated. My
Yeah.
like lifelong dream is finally here. Like what do I do now?
That's amazing. I'm so happy for you and so proud of you, and congratulations, and thank you for stepping up to be a leader as well in the Latino community, which we need a lot more like you. Um,
Kathy, you kind of like grew up, like, what, can you tell us a little bit? Because I know some of my followers don't know
yeah,
like your background. So if you wanted to like tell us.
yes, absolutely. So I'm Catherine Falto. Most people call me Kathy. I was born in Colombia, but grew up most of my life in the U.S. in the D.C., Maryland area. I lived in Colombia for about 8 years of my life, so from like 6 or 7 until 15. And so through those years, I only spoke Spanish. I never spoke English again. Then when I came back to the US, I was very shy to speak English again, but I understood everything. But now, it was a blessing because, we're fully bilingual, and that's an advantage that we have as Hispanics, I think. Undergrad in Washington, D.C., my nursing undergrad at Catholic University, and then I did about 8 years of ICU. I did have a little bit of a hard time getting into CRNA school, but when I went through, Lena's conference, it helped me a lot, which we'll talk about, I'm sure, in a little bit. And then I finally got accepted into CRNA school in Tennessee, and I lived in Tennessee for about 3 years and then graduated. I've been a CRNA for about a year and 3 months so far. So it's been a great journey, and a little bit about me. I love to dance. I love music. I love culture. Um, I love traveling. I love wine too. So we have a lot of things in common. So recently I'm dedicated to, obviously I work full time, and then on the side, like mentor others and try to have a little fun, live a little, spend some time with family, travel, dance, and all that stuff. So that is me. And do you want to start with the first bullet point for tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. Um, so we're gonna talk, our first bullet point is gonna be, we're gonna talk a little bit about what is Kathy, help me out here.
Oh, okay. Okay, so our first one is cultural milestones. So right here. So we're emphasizing the cultural significance of being first generation Latinas with advanced degrees. So why is it important for us?
Right, perfect.
Um,
So,
yeah, and what
sorry.
kind of impact have we had in our families?
Yeah. So basically, you can't be what you can't see, right?
Mhm.
So if you're seeing a representation, when you're seeing yourself represented, it gives you a sense of value and belonging. So it's like, it's basically called, I think, vicarious reinforcement. So when you're seeing someone that looks like you achieve something, it further motivates you into believing that you too can achieve this goal.
Mhm.
Example, as we've been sharing these things here, you encouraged me to do this. I had several girls message me, women, girls, message me that have never seen a Cuban, they're Cuban, they have never seen a Cuban CRNA. And one of them was an anesthesiologist in Cuba, and now she's coming to this country, and she's like, wow, she was explaining to me her story and all that stuff. She goes, maybe this is something that I can consider, a pathway that I can consider. And also, as well, I have a lot of, and I have a lot of new generations of my family that have come into the United States recently, a lot of women in my family. And I hope that not just the women, but, as a woman, I would hope that my little cousins and my nieces see me and they're encouraged to become that, hey, my cousin did something with herself and she came to this country. She's an immigrant. She came to this country as a little girl with just her and her mom. And that means that I too can do something with myself. So, I just certainly hope that that will influence, future generations and people that see me and they can see someone that looks like them did something with themselves. So,
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And I know you come from, Cuba and then a small migrant town in Miami, so that's huge for you to represent them. It's a big thing. I mean, for me, same as you. I mean, my whole career in healthcare, I was the only Latina everywhere I went, and I was always needed to interpret everywhere. Interpreter lines are not necessarily always available, so I've said this over and over. I realized as I got more educated that I'm actually needed everywhere as a Latina. And we are valuable in the healthcare system because we speak two languages, and there are a ton of Latino patients and not a lot of healthcare providers. So that is one thing. And then as leaders like me and you in our fields, we can increase awareness and make people understand the importance of diversity and cultures, because I believe that the United States was built with immigrants. So we are immigrants, and so as immigrants, we can give back to this country that gave us the opportunity to succeed and shine. We can give back by helping other immigrants
I agree
succeed.
fully. That's very good.
Yeah.
That's a point that you said. So,
So do you see your family very proud of you? Like this is like you're the first one with a doctorate degree, first generation. Have you seen a big impact in your family and your community? I think you kind of answered that a little bit, but
yeah,
I would say,
no, for sure. I think, my mom is like beyond. She's so proud. She was very proud of me when I became a nurse. And when I told her, hey, like, I don't think I'm just gonna stay as a nurse. I think I'm gonna continue on. She was like, wow, like, you're just so ambitious. Like, I'm so proud of you. And this is more than I could have hoped for, like, for you. This is why she always reminds me, this is why I brought you to this country so you can have the freedom to be whatever you want to be, because we're not allowed to do that in my country. You're in my country, you're basically, well, this is my country, but my home country, you're basically told what you're going to become, right? My mom didn't have a choice based on her grades on what she wanted to be. That government kind of like places you and like, okay, well, you're going to be a doctor and you have the correct grades so you could be this. You don't really get that choice. So she is very, very proud of me, and she tells me every day, thank you, mommy. I think she's watching me.
that is awesome. That is awesome. Same here, girl. Same here. Um, all right. Well, let's go on to our second bullet point, our passion for healthcare. Why are we so passionate about healthcare and our dedication to providing, excellence in anesthesia? Um, you want to go ahead and answer this one, Camila?
Yeah, for sure. So basically, I always knew since I was a little girl that I wanted to pursue higher education because my mother did not have that in Cuba. It was very much a foundation of my home. It was very much always talked about, like, you need to study, you need to get good grades. And so I always knew that. I think as a kid, finding a career was always on my mind, maybe other kids don't have that because they grew up with, parents that could provide for them, but I didn't. My mom was middle class, and that was something that was always in my mind. Like, how am I going to become a fruitful adult and provide, help my mother out, help my future family out? What am I going to do?
Yes.
So that was always something that I was thinking about. And a lawyer versus nurse, came into the picture. I never wanted to be a doctor. I never wanted to be a physician. So, I decided to choose the most trusted profession. Sorry, lawyers. No hate to the lawyers out there. But I went with nurse because it was the most trusted profession and all that. But my mother also influenced this decision because she did not have a very good experience with anesthesia when she went through her procedures, even giving birth to me. So anesthesia was always a topic, she was always scared of it. So when it came time and I found out that there was something called CRNAs and they provided anesthesia, there were nurses that provided anesthesia just as physicians, it's something that I heavily looked into. And that's kind of how I decided to go into this
Yeah,
profession.
that is a really great point. I also agree with giving back to your family, because Latin culture is your family is like everything. So for me, it was also kind of a big deal, giving back to them and making them proud, because they brought you here for a reason. So, that is my duty as to to thank them,
Yeah.
for bringing me here for opportunities. There's a reason behind it. But yeah, to answer the same question, let's see, where were we? Our passion for healthcare. Okay, yeah. So I have always loved science. I have always loved connecting with people, helping people. And through anesthesia, I can connect with my patients on a one-to-one basis. Not only that, we're bilingual, so I feel like we make a bigger impact in the healthcare system. We're there for the patients at their most vulnerable time. And so I have always been passionate about healthcare since very young. As a child, I saw like people in scrubs and white coats as heroes, because when you feel sick, they come in and they make you
Yeah,
feel better, right? So I'm like,
absolutely.
oh, I want to be someone that makes other people feel better.
Absolutely.
But I had no idea, like, I was just a kid and I saw, healthcare as, a good person. So, and then I decided, yeah, I mean, nursing, I get to connect on a one-to-one level. I mean, we've all been ICU nurses. We're there one-to-one, one patient at a time or two patients at a time. At their most vulnerable times, you get to touch them in whatever way you can. And then anesthesia, you can, I mean, the same thing, one patient at a time, and you have a really high level of autonomy. So
Right.
through that, we can make a big impact and further difference in the
Absolutely.
world. So
Absolutely, Kathy. And uh, I have to agree with you. That's also kind of influenced having that one-to-one connection with your patients, and you're able to give all your attention to that patient in their most critical and vulnerable states that they're in. Is definitely, for me as well, was a very big influence in pursuing this career, you know? And I think the first time that someone told me about CRNA, I don't know if she's watching this. It was one of my childhood friends. We were sitting in eighth grade class, and it was in eighth grade English class, and we were just talking about, like what we wanted to do with our life, our future, what was gonna happen. I'm like, I definitely want to be like a nurse. I want to, do something in healthcare. Um, you're always gonna have a job, right? Uh, and she was like, well, CRNAs make the most money out of it all. And I'm like, really? And that's anesthesia? Oh my God, I thought I would have to be an anesthesiologist to do it. And that was it. Like after that I was like researching. I know I'm gonna be a nurse, but I gotta be a nurse anesthetist. And that was just
definitely.
so
Oh, all right. Okay, so third bullet point, support systems. That's a big one. So the importance of support systems within our families, our communities, academics, healthcare institutions. There are a ton of them, and they are important for us to be successful. So you can start with this one. In my life, I've had, many support systems, from friends to family to you know, mentors in my career, you know, from my dog, you
They're
know,
important. Listen, our animals are very important. They're a part of our family too. So yes, that is a support.
absolutely, you know, my mom, my husband. I mean, it's been, it takes a village. So,
It does.
um, so it's extremely important for you guys that are listening to have a good support system, like when you have aspirations to pursue education. So for me, and the advice that I can give you is to surround yourself with people that want you to win, you know, and you can find those people kind of easily, you know, um, or the people that give you the opportunity, you know, to work at a job, you know, like at a hospital. And if they give you that opportunity, just show up early, do your best, take advantage of that opportunity and try to do your best. There are a lot of resources on social media. There are other CRNAs that, you know, encourage others, motivate others, that are leaders out there. As always, I always recommend Diversity CRNA Conference to all my mentees because it helped me immensely. I had a really hard time getting into school and didn't really have direction on how to start, so that is a great conference you can go to. There are a lot of people out there that you know you can help you.
Yes.
But yeah, what about you? What kind of support system did you find through your, you know, healthcare life or career, or, you know, what can we tell
Yeah.
everyone?
So that was a big thing that they always talk about when you're like researching the anesthesia profession. They always tell you that you need to have a very solid support system because it's hard. It is not a joke. This is not, you're not, I don't even know how to explain it. Like when I try to talk to like my friends or people who reach out to me because they want to do this career and take this path, I tell them the same thing that kind of you stated, that you need to kind of look for people that are gonna be there for you, and you need to make sure you do have a solid support system. And for some people, they can find that in their families, right? For some people, they can say like, hey, yeah, I have a solid support system. My family, my parents are gonna support me while they're in school, while you're in school, and I'm set. My husband. Some people do not have that, right? And it's important to find it. Sometimes even your friends can be your support system.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, in anesthesia school, my friends were my support system. I mean, I definitely had my mother, who was a huge support system for me, but my friends definitely, you need to find your tribe. I think finding your tribe in anesthesia school is the key, the golden key to get you through it all.
Right.
Because these people are going to be the people that they're going to understand. They're the only ones that are going to understand what it is you're going through. No one else is going to understand, not your parents, not your husband, not your boyfriend, unless he's also in a similar field as you.
Right.
But no one else except for these people that are in this program with you are going to understand. And, everyone is not gonna click with you, and that's okay. Like, you
Yeah,
don't
that's
have to
okay.
be for
Mm-hmm.
everyone.
Yeah.
But as long as you find those people, your little niche that you can bounce things off of each other and ideas, and not even just that, like emotional support, because this program is taxing
Right.
emotionally, physically, and mentally. That's why for interviews, it's such a big question that they ask you is, what's your support system? And,
Mm-hmm.
even when I went for my interview, they asked me, the FIU focused mainly on like more personality and like, what's your support system? And that was like a big thing because
Absolutely.
it's important.
Yeah. And it could also be like, yeah, like you said, your classmates, your professors. You know, you can tell your professors, or your professor that you really like, hey, you know, I'm having a really hard time with this. They can, you know, they can help you. They can give you advice. They've been through it.
That's so true. That's so true.
Yeah, I also shared, I also share a lot of career tips on my Instagram
Yes,
and then my YouTube. I try to educate, like patients and try to do educational material and content that helps people. So there are a ton of accounts like that also everywhere. So just take advantage of those resources and your
there's
support system.
so many, and I think I definitely used you as a source of that when I was still in school, not that long ago, just a month ago. You
Yeah.
were definitely a source of motivation and inspiration. And thank you because I definitely called you during some hard times while I was in school, and I was like, "Oh my God, I'm so stressed about this." And you're like, "Camila, don't worry, you're gonna be okay."
Yeah.
And you definitely were also there for me for those for some moments where I was like anxious, wanting to pull my hair out, and you were like, "No, you're gonna get through this. I did it. You're gonna do it." So the best advice for us, for you guys, is that you need to find your tribe in anesthesia school, be it your family, your friends, your dog, as Kathy mentioned. um, because without that, it's hard. But you will.
Dr. Lena Gold, she's been with us for a little bit.
Hi,
We love
Dr. Gold.
we love you. She's saying FIU CRNA programs have a very diverse faculty too, very
Yes.
important in your
Very,
success.
very much so. Very much so. They're one of the most diverse programs, if I'm not mistaken, maybe the most diverse. We have all kinds of different faculty members from different backgrounds, and that I think is very one of the reasons why I wanted FIU. I
Mhm.
remember I spoke to my director when he was on a phone call that we had when I was trying to get into the program, and he said, "You want to come to FIU? It's right in your backyard." And I'm like, "That's so true." Like, that I want to go there, and these people are just very diverse. They
Yeah,
understand me, and yeah, very true, very true.
awesome. Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Gold, for all your support and for joining us always. All right, so where are we? Number four. Yeah, number four. So cultural sensitivity in healthcare. Why is it important to have diverse healthcare professionals, particularly in fields like anesthesia, and where all of this can enhance patient care? So I can say, so for the Hispanic community, Hispanic patients are going to connect with you a lot easier because you're Hispanic, you speak their language,
Yeah.
you can communicate better with them. Um, Also representation. The more Hispanics that we have in healthcare, the more likely that we will have more Hispanic providers in underserved areas of the country, where there are a lot of poor Hispanic populations. So that is a big advantage too. This is one of the main reasons we are inspiring other Hispanics to step up and lead for our community. And like I've said many, many times before, our Hispanic population in the United States is growing immensely.
Yeah.
So in 30 years, which, I will probably be a senior person,
Oh my
I
God.
will I will be Grandma
We're all
Kathy. So in 30 years,
we're all gonna get there. We're all gonna get there.
yeah,
That's life.
we will
That's a
have
well-lived life.
more than double of the Hispanic population right now. Um, so we definitely need to represent and we need to step up and do something about it. So, because somebody's got to take care of Grandma Kathy. I don't know. What do you have?
That's too funny, Kathy. Yeah, that's true. And I think understanding the cult, like the understanding, like how you mentioned, um, just different, increasing the representation of the Latino community, doing that by like how I mentioned, you can't be what you can't see. So that's very
Yeah.
important. Um, so for me in Miami, kind of versus you in Tennessee, it was very different, the experience, right? Because in Miami, you're in a bubble. It's very culturally diverse. It's a melting pot. I don't think anyone has a problem down here finding someone to translate Spanish. So I
Right.
didn't encounter the same problems that you kind of encounter, or not problems, but situations that you encountered while you were traversing through your nursing journey.
Yeah.
In Miami, anyone can translate Spanish, but there's so much more different cultures down here, like French, like Haitian Creole, and just all kinds, even Russian and things like that.
Yeah.
So Spanish down here is it's more diverse if you know how to speak English sometimes.
Yes, absolutely. I'm sure it was very different for you, and that reminds me of a good point that also this goes to all the Hispanics. If you are Hispanic and you stay within the Hispanic community and you don't learn English, in other words, I want all the Hispanics that migrated to make an effort to learn English, because that way you can pursue education in the United States. Because guess what? All your tests are going to be in English, all your books are going to be in English. So the best way I can say for you to start learning English is just by listening to it, like switch your books to English, watch movies in English. This is what I tell people.
We
Huh?
should say that in Spanish, right? That should
Sí,
be.
bueno, sí.
I say you because if I say it, it's gonna be botched. So it's better you're more fluently speaking.
Okay. Yeah, I will translate in Spanish. Lo que queremos decirle a todos los latinos en la comunidad es que si ustedes se quedan en el área latina donde solamente hablan español, nunca van a aprender inglés. Entonces, lo que yo les aconsejo, si ustedes quieren educación en Estados Unidos, tienen que aprender inglés.
Absolutamente.
O sea, sí, exacto. No hay excusas, porque los exámenes van a ser en inglés, todos tus libros van a ser en inglés. Entonces es muy importante, muy importante aprender el inglés. Así que vean películas en inglés, compren libros en inglés, consigan amigos que hablen inglés, mejor dicho, aprendan inglés.
Así mismo.
Yeah.
Yes, I think that's very important to mention
Yeah.
too. Es
Yeah.
muy importante que aprendan inglés porque ese es el país de la oportunidad, pero no hay oportunidad si no pueden comunicarse y aprender la lengua, que es la más común en ese país.
Y en el mundo.
Bueno, yeah, actually, it's the second most popular language in the world, right?
I think so. I don't know, but I feel like
yeah, I think it's English and then
I feel like when I went to Europe, a lot of people speak up to 3 different languages,
exactly,
even 4. So
that's so true.
you're never safe around there. If you speak English, Spanish, they're gonna get you. They understand everything you're saying.
anything you could pop with like any language and they're gonna know what you're saying because they're so diverse, like language wise,
Yes.
in other parts of the world. So
Yes, exactly. So okay, what else?
I think, did we miss something at the top that we kind of wanted to like touch upon? I'm not sure.
We're on number 4, cultural sensitivity, and then I think those were all the bullet points. Let's see if we have any questions from anyone. And better health outcomes too. Dr. Lena Gold says yes, absolutely. DiversityCRNA.org. I cannot stress it enough. It's a great conference. Let's see if there's any other questions. Right. We are open to questions if anybody has any. In the meantime, we can go through.
Where are you, Kathleen? I don't see you on here.
Question. Okay, question for Camila. How do you think you can continue to inspire others in the Latino community? I mean, I know you've already went to Tallahassee, and you've been doing advocacy, which is great.
Yeah. Yeah, so to me, advocacy, accessibility, education, mentoring, that's your big thing on that, education and mentoring. Yeah, I went to the event that they had in Tallahassee, 𝘽𝙧𝙤𝙀 Day. That was extremely inspiring to me because it was nice to see the energy and like the passion that other CRNAs emit while they're at these events.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very encouraging because it's just like pure passion from your colleagues and the willingness that they have at these events to teach younger generations is so inspirational because they're just like they take you in like you're part of their community.
Yeah.
And that's so important because community is important. And for Latinos, having a community is something that
Yeah.
we thrive on.
Yeah.
So these events, it's all about, advocating for your profession and advocating for CRNAs is a great networking opportunity. So I did that one. I went to the CRNA Day in Tallahassee, and I went to last year to mid-year in
Mm-hmm.
Kissimmee. So that was a lot of fun for me. And I think that's a way to continue to be involved in your profession and
Yeah.
encourage other Latinos and Latinas who are CRNAs to go to these events because representation matters. It's good for you to be at these events.
Absolutely. Okay. And then I think we're right here. Do you see me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay. So basically, what are some goals that I know you're doing this with mentoring, that's amazing. What are other goals that you aspire for yourself?
So, as many know, my passion is always to give back, in one way or another. Like during nursing, I did medical mission trips. Right now, I'm mentoring, and focusing on education. But my main goal is to help make a change in the healthcare system as far as the Latino community. We need more Hispanic leaders, mentors, and a lot of people that can help our community kind of guide them, like especially immigrants. They get here, they don't know they can go to school, they don't know, that there are opportunities everywhere. There are so many opportunities. So I think we need more leaders to kind of inspire them, mentor them, guide them, because we're going to have a huge Hispanic population in a couple of years. Let's see. So that's my main goal right now, outside of working and trying to travel and do other things. Let's see if there are any other questions. I think I saw a question here. How to study for anesthesia course. Any recommendations or app or resources? Do you want to answer that one, Camila?
The best resource is your textbook. That's the best resource that you can have. It's your textbook. It's honestly the truth. But Apex is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Apex is a wonderful app that I love, and
Mm-hmm.
all my classmates also love that app, and we mainly used Apex. But
I'm going to type them here. Okay.
But I think the textbook is super important because and not just a textbook, but those charts in your textbook, so important. They are all over all the boards, your professor's exams. Yeah, so definitely the charts in the textbook is a great resource for you to have. Apex Anesthesia kind of also has wonderful charts that you can use, and that's I think the best resources. I think.
I use
Um,
the Vargo anesthesia app is also really good. The Vargo anesthesia app, I use it every day, and I used it as a student, and it's a great resource. I'll type it here.
yeah, that's a great resource for clinical for sure.
Oh yeah.
And they do a sale every once in a while. I think I actually got it as a gift, thankfully so. But they have like sales because I know it's kind of expensive. It's might be a little bit on the pricier range for some people, but especially us anesthesia students, or if you're in anesthesia school.
Yeah.
But they do sales like Thanksgiving sales. They'll do like a Christmas sale, things like that, and that's also a great resource, especially for clinicals. I use it all the time.
Yes, that is a really good one too. Any other questions? I have my CRNA cup here.
Love it.
Happy CRNA week.
Happy CRNA week, Kathy, and everyone who's an SRNA, CRNA joining us. I think there's a question here. Somebody asked, would you recommend to take out student loans?
I can answer. The situation is different for everyone. Like for me, I saved money as a travel nurse to pay off all my debt. So I went into school with zero debt. Some other people go into school, you know, and take all loans for everything, for living, for school expenses. So it's really, I would just, that's how I did it. I saved, I made sure I went into school without any debt, so I didn't have to worry about like a car payment or, you know,
Yeah,
all that stuff.
that's what I did too.
I know some people saved, you know, a bunch of money and then paid half of their education, you know, straight up. Others just took out straight loans. So,
Yeah, that's kind of what I've heard from my classmates. Like you said, every situation is different for everyone. If you know that this is going to be a 3-year commitment, it's important to plan. It's important to plan yourself for the next 3 years, and sometimes taking out a loan is a part of that plan. And I did what Kathy did. I did for similar. I traveled. I did travel nursing for a year once I started in school, and I saved a lot of money. This is during COVID time, so the travel rates were actually kind of higher as well. So I saved a lot of money, and then after that, I had to take out loans, unfortunately, because you know that's just how it was for me. But some people, you know, have support systems that are financial support systems, and they help them in that regard. And other people do have to take out loans. I think most of my friends took out loans, um, but definitely a loan is something that you shouldn't be scared to do because if you're planning to go to CRNA school, you might have to do that.
yeah, absolutely. So we'll take any other questions, and then I thought maybe we could play like a Latin music song if anybody knows any Latin music that they like. I have my party hat here.
Let me see your party hat. Oh, I love it.
Oh, we can play a Cuban song everyone knows. One second.
Somebody asked, they said, Camila, did you have a traditional college education as straight from high school to college, then ICU and grad school? So, Danya Sek, I think that's how you say your name, and if it's not, I really apologize. But I did go to, so basically, my trajectory was high school. I did high school, and then I was a CNA in high school. Got into a major hospital down here in Miami as a CNA to be able to pay off my nursing school. Did ASN, then I did BSN online, and then I did ICU for 2 years, and then got into anesthesia school. So
Yeah.
yeah, basically, I guess it would be kind of like a traditional trajectory. Is that what you're asking, Dania? Because it was straight from high school to college. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I did the accelerated nursing program, and took some nursing courses, like 3 nursing courses in college. But yeah, I think I made a post about like what you need to get to CRNA school. I can share it to you. Just inbox me. Hold on. She says yes. She loves some tunes. Okay. All right. So one of my heroes or people that I admire that are Latino is Pitbull, Mr. Worldwide, because he's very, he has a lot of motivational, speeches, and so he motivates me a lot. So I was gonna play Fireball. Let's see. Can you hear it?
Love it, Kathy. You're so fun. This was great. Mr. 305.
All right.
I know that all the Miami people are appreciating that if anyone is still watching from Miami. Oh my goodness. That's so
Let's say, what's a popular Colombian song you like? Do you
Oh
know?
my, so many. So
How many?
Fresca, I love Juanes. I love Juanes. I love what's that song from Juanes that I love a bunch of Juanes songs, but there's one in particular and I can't remember it.
Camisa Negra?
No, I love Camisa Negra, of course. That's like a classic one. But no, there's another one that's like if I hear it, I'm like, oh my God, yeah. But I'm so bad with the names of songs, but lyrics, I know every single lyric, but not the name. But Fruta Fresca is great if you want that one.
Oh,
That's
Carlos Diaz, yeah.
Vives.
Um, okay, let me see if I can find it.
Somebody asked, so proud of you both as a brand new SRNA Hondureña here. Woohoo! Si se
Woohoo!
puede, yes. Philip says Maluma. He says to play Maluma. Because you asked
Maluma? Okay. Which song? He has so many.
oh, look, some of my mentor, one of my ICU mentors just joined. Hi, Liz.
Aww. Okay,
Yeah.
I think Maluma.
What did you guys do on your DMP project? DMP project. I did mine on 𝙃𝙀𝙨 block for cardiac patients. So that's ESP with cardiac patients. What about you, Kathy?
I did using Precedex for emergence delirium in the pediatric population.
Mm.
Yeah, I love Precedex. Okay, here is Maluma. We'll play this last song and then we'll call it a night unless anybody else has questions.
Yes, if anybody has any questions. Kathy, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Are you going to be going to the future advocacy events with me? Okay. I've invited you, but I need you to come with me, please.
I'm gonna try, yes, my best. I went to the Leadership Summit, which Ria invited me, and I thank her so much. It was very interesting. I learned a lot. I met a lot of leaders that advocate for our profession, and I'm still interested in learning more. You know, like all the legislative terms and all that stuff. That's a little complicated for me, but you know, you can learn a little bit at a time. And so yeah, I did that one, and then I'm gonna see if we can go together to another one. We can plan it, and we will invite everyone else to come with us.
Somebody put. Oh, I think that. Oh yeah, he said come to mid-year in DC. I want her to come with. I want to go and I want her to come with me.
Okay. So, when is it? Let me see.
It's at the end of the year. It's
okay.
Sorry, not the end of the year. At the end of April. I apologize. At the end of April, it should be. I forget the exact date now, but it's cherry blossom season, so hopefully it gets to be cherry blossom, and I'll be living like 30 minutes away from the house. You can stay here with me, and then we can couple to the Capitol Hill.
Yes, that sounds amazing. That sounds amazing. Okay, here's Maluma. All right, guys. Well, it was amazing to do this live with you, Camila. Thank you so much for investing some time to do the live with me. I know it was a lot of work and all of that, but I think it'll hopefully help a lot of people out there and inspire many others out there. And we're gonna try to save. Well, we're gonna save it. I think like at the end of it, Camila, it'll give you the option to save it, and then we could just post it so that way it's out there for anybody that can benefit from it. And I think it's dinner time over here.
Dinner. So
yeah.
thank you, Kathy, for encouraging me to do this with you. It's my first one. Sorry that my phone kept falling, guys.
That's okay.
And or something. But happy Sierra Week, and happy Sierra Week, everyone that's watching us, and thank you all for taking the time to join us, ask us questions. If you ask us questions, if you're shy to ask, not a student, you can always message one of us.
Yes.
In private or whatever, and then you. But thank you, Kathy.
Of course, you did so great, Camila. I'm so proud of you, and we will reconnect for sure.
Absolutely.
I love everyone. Love you guys.
Bye, guys. Happy Sierra Week.
Happy Sierra Week. Woo! I will put it live in a minute. Camila will post it for us.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me put it.
Ciao. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Something just